Okay, so I'm handing things over to presenter Alison Stroud.
Hello everyone, welcome to an introduction to NADAC. Thank you for joining me in this webinar. My name is Alison Stroud, and I will introduce you to the National Archive of Data and Arts and Culture. NADAC is a new topical archive at ICPSR. I am happy to share with you some information about NADAC and the user-friendly tools it will offer on this website to encourage use of research data to support the arts and culture community. First, I would like to go over the agenda. I will start it off with some information about NADAC, and then move on to the website design. Next is the main features for user, and then a brief coverage of the main features for Depositors. Finally, I will wrap up with a few details about some of the major datasets that will be available when our website launches in late 2014 or early 2015. NADAC is a repository that facilitates research on arts and culture by acquiring data, particularly those funded by federal agencies and other organizations. NADAC shares those data with researchers, policymakers, people in the arts and culture field, and the general public. It is funded by a federal agency called the National Endowment for the Arts, and the NADAC staff currently consists of Amy Pienta, who is the director, Kay Mize, the archive manager, and myself as the research technician lead. Much like other topical archives at ICPSR, NADAC prepares datasets according to ICPSR standards and provides finished quality products. The quality products include well-documented datasets available in SPSS, Stata, SAS, R, and Excel. Also included are the study level and variable level metadata that provide an understanding of how, what, and who were part of the data collection, and what the variables cover. NADAC is a repository that is also a place for learning. This archive will provide guidance on how to use the data. For instance, data users will learn how to use the online analysis system and how to run a class tabulation. Also, NADAC will help people learn how to interpret data results correctly as they use the online analysis system and review the infographics. To further assist data users, the archive will also help make data understandable for all by applying context and providing definition. Furthermore, NADAC will pose questions of input and use the data to answer and explain these questions for various audiences. Another one of many ways that NADAC aims to do is connect data to broader social issues. I will speak a little bit about the online analysis, cross tabulation, and infographics a bit later in this presentation. Now we will look at the website design and what it looks like so far. NADAC is planning to launch the website at the end of 2014 or early 2015. Here is what the general layout of the home page will look like. The search bar is on top along with the contact us link. Close to the top of the page are the tabs with data, publication, deposit, and about. The search bar, contact link, and tabs will remain at the top of any page you are looking at. When the website is complete, there will be an infographic in place when the female dancer is on the right careers. Also, see where those 125 datasets downloaded. Upon website completion, it will indicate the number of datasets that NADAC has. The home page will have a different background anytime we refresh it. There are several unique and appealing backgrounds. I included these two images to show you what some of them would look like. The infographics, number of datasets, and all other features will remain in the same place at every home page. In addition, the web team is assigning the display so that it can fit in windows of different sizes, as well as tablets and smartphones. As you can see on the right side, the website display shown is how it would appear on a tablet and a smartphone. People can scroll up or down the web pages as needed. The ability for the web pages to fit in different sizes make it easy and comfortable for anyone with devices smaller than a laptop. Moving on, I would like to talk to you about the main features for users. The NADAC website design will meet the needs of various NADAC audiences by be a one-stop source for quality data on the arts and culture field. As well, the website will utilize multiple web pages to provide the resources, tools, and different levels of data details to suit the needs of various audiences. NADAC will also provide interesting and useful reports for non-researchers to read about data and results on arts and culture. One incredibly useful feature is the metadata, which is also known as the study description. The metadata generally contains what people need to know about the dataset, like the summary of the data collection and the access condition, meaning whether the data is available for public use, restricted use, or memory only. The metadata also contains information about the methodology, which generally provides details like the mode of data collection, time frame, and sampling information. Furthermore, the metadata provides data citation and bibliography, the scope of the data, and the format of the data file. I would like to share something about the access condition. We expect that given the natural endowment for the arts support, the data will be free to all audiences. Most studies will be public use, which means they will be downloadable from our website. Yet, some future studies may need to be restricted in use and will need to be requested. If that is the case, our website will explain what users need to do. Next, NADAC will provide links to related literature. Many data sets in the arts and culture field have been used in published studies. Whenever applicable, NADAC adds a citation to these publications into the ICPSR bibliography of data-related literature once we become aware of them. NADAC does this to highlight links already done with the data. People interested in reading about NADAC data can use these publications as one of the ways to explore the arts and culture users. Users can find the publication into research, including research reports or results on the NADAC website. Furthermore, NADAC will provide the means for people to view basic statistics of variables with the variable search feature on the website. People can find arts spread in various datasets and follow them through the use of the variable search feature. Whenever one is interested in a topic related to arts and culture, they can type it in the search bar as shown, and all relevant variables will be listed. People can revise their search or sort out their results as desired into the filter on the left panel. While the example on this slide is from the ICPSR website, this feature will have the same functionality as the NADAC website. In addition to the variable search feature, data users will also enjoy the variable level metadata. After performing the variable search, people can choose from the list of variables and click on the variable name. On the next page, they can review variable information such as missing data code, summary statistics, question text, and variable type. Another useful feature with data users is the SDL. Users can perform online analysis and customize some study of selected datasets into the survey documentation and analysis statistical software. I will share some information about how to use it in the next couple of slides. This slide shows what SDA generally looks like on the ICPSR website. This feature will have a similar functionality on the NADAC website. To perform a data analysis, one can start with choosing the desired variable. On the left-hand side, whenever applicable, the list of variable groups expand to individual variables as people click to choose. Data users can choose a variable from this list to fill in the rows of the frequency distribution and another to fill in the column. In addition, there are several options on the right side for users to choose from to enhance their analysis. People can use filter, confidence interval, summary statistics, question text, and the setup of their result. What I mean by choosing the setup of the data result, I am referring to color coding, as well as the type of graphs such as bar graphs, pie charts, line graphs, and so on. Here is what the results generally look like with the SDL. The display of results is quite long, so I'm broken up into two images for this slide. On the left is the top half of the result, with variable information, a color-coded frequency distribution table, and summary statistics. On the right side is the bottom half of the result. There you can see the bar chart, question text, and some additional variable information. People may go back and revise their options for their result as they like. Aside from SDA and click tables, NADAC will provide another useful option for creating a table of results by selecting from all variables in the dataset. Users can use the simple cost calculation or cost tab to get a basic picture of how two variables interrelate. What you are looking at is the top part of the simple cost tab page on the ICPSR website. The simple cost tab feature will have the same functionality on the NADAC website. To start, people can choose from the list of variable groups and their variables. The display is long on the simple cost tab page. I added images of variables I chose for this example, so you could see how the variables in this list which generally appear on the NADAC website. As well, people can choose options such as percentages and whether they want to include a chart in the results page. Now, here's what the setup of the results looks like after running a simple cost tab. On the left side, you'll have variables and their information about the frequency distribution table, and then on the right side, you have a color-coded bar graph. Quick tables are another great way people can analyze the arts and culture data. They are a streamlined data analysis tool that allows for production of custom tables and graphs for pre-selection core variables from a study. People can copy their results and insert them into documents. This is what the setup of Click Table looks like in one of the topical Untitled websites. Click Tables will generally have the same setup and functionality on the NADAC website. People can choose available options for pre-selection variables and filters to analyze the data in different ways. For this table, you can choose a client characteristic, such as a group, and then choose a year to filter out, as well as the state, Sunday, and race choices you would like to explore. Also, you can choose the setup of the results. This is what the Click Table's results will look like. Again, due to a very long display of results, there are two images on this slide. You are looking at a nicely laid out table of results in the first half on the left side. On the right side, here is the second half of the results page with the bar graph. An explanation of results including statistical significance, confidence intervals, number of cases, and the description of variables. Infographics are visual representations of data intended to present complex information quickly and clearly. They are also another one of many great things that NADAC will provide. Using charts and or diagrams, here's an example of a visual image that will represent some NADAC data. The example shows the percentage of respondents who listened to or viewed arts-related content at least once during the year of 2012. A few of these kinds of infographics will be provided on the website and will be changed periodically. Now, I would like to talk about just one more feature for users to benefit from. People who are unfamiliar with data analysis or interpretation can use NADAC tools and resources, such as how to read and understand a social science journal article. This resource is a very detailed document that provides definitions and guidance to understanding certain types of information in a journal article. Another resource provided by NADAC will be a guide to finding and accessing data. By providing various options of tools and resources to data users of all expertise levels, NADAC strives to ensure that users are equipped to analyze and interpret data to the best of their ability. At the same time, people can enjoy the learning process. And now, we will go over some of the main features for data depositors. Those who deposit data with NADAC will receive services such as technical assistance with data preparation, consultation to enhance the data collection for analysis, and confidentiality review of the data. The three items above are just a few of the many services that NADAC has to offer for those who plan to deposit their data. One of the many benefits that data depositors will enjoy is data citation. Those who share their data will receive credit for their work. As I mentioned earlier, people can find these publications, including research reports or results, on the NADAC website. NADAC encourages people to submit to the bibliography for NADAC and all citations to publications that use the data available from NADAC. Also, data depositors can check in on their data collection sometime after their data are released. They can review the download users report and see how many downloads were done for their data collection and documentation. Also included in the download users report are additional details about the data collection, such as initial release data, notes, number of unique users, number of downloads by ICPSR member institution. Before I finish up, I'd like to share with you some of the major data sets in the arts and culture field that we will release in 2013 through 2015. One is a survey of public participation in the arts. This study provides data on how the American public engages with arts and culture in 5 modes, which are attending events, reading books and literature, consuming through media, making and sharing, and learning. The general social survey culture manual covers topics such as respondents' attendance at artistic events, personal engagement in artistic activities, and reading. Next is the American Community Survey Artist Extract. This study contains respondent data about artists and their occupation. Finally, the American Time News Survey Arts Activity Extract covers respondent activities such as attending arts, cultural, and entertainment events. NADAC will announce whenever a study is released and ready for use. This is the end of the webinar. Thank you all very much for joining and for listening to this presentation. I hope you enjoyed it. Please let me know if you have any questions or comments, and I will be happy to answer them. Okay, I see a possible question or two. And I'm trying to read the question. It needs to be
there are quite a few.
expanded a little bit. Please bear with me for a few moments. I see a question about accepting data collection from outside of the country. That is a question that I think can be answered by K-Mines, who is the Untitled Manager, and Amy Pianta, who is the Director. While we are a national Untitled, it is definitely possible, and we will probably be interested in speaking with you about collecting data from outside of the country.
Possible to ingest raw data.
And I see another question. Will you be making it possible to ingest qualitative data? If so, are there plans to ingest in vivo databases, for instance? Again, this is a question that I think K-Mines would be happy to speak with you about. Generally, we are open to quantitative and qualitative data. And I think I'm pretty sure we will be happy to speak with you about ingesting in vivo databases, and we will work with you to check and try to make it possible. How's everyone doing with the question and answer so far? I see a question that asks about the new data that will be coming to NADAC from the end of the year. I spoke a little bit about that in the last couple of slides. For instance, the survey of public participation in the arts and general social survey. Is there more that you would like to know about the new data sets other than the topics? What I can tell you right now, pretty much a lot of the data will be quantitative, and the survey of public participation in the arts and the general social survey are being processed right now, and we will be releasing them very soon, sometime early in 2015, if not before that. I see the question about supporting in vivo. Again, I think this is a question that will be answered by K-Mines. You are more than welcome to contact her. We do support qualitative data, as I have mentioned before, and we will work with you to ensure that we get the qualitative data deposited the way that depositors appreciate. I'm checking to see if there are any more questions. Did someone say that I skipped slides? Okay, it looks like someone mentioned that I skipped a slide at the beginning. I apologize for that. This is something that I'm new to, and the slides will be presented on the ICPSR YouTube, and you will be able to see the slides from there. As we close all of the questions that I have for today, feel free to email us if you have any further questions or would like to talk about the arts and culture data with us. Thank you very much again, and I really enjoyed speaking with you about NADAC. Have a great day.